Welcome to this installment of the Debatabulls. You told me you wanted to be in sync more. Like, we're never in sync, so I thought we'd get in sync.
I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's so funny how you finished
my sentences.
Ooh.
Wait, did you mean it like telepathically or?
I mean, like, we all work together well.
Wait, who the fuck? Who is this guy?
Who is this man?
Yo, this man just walked in. I'm not even sure if he's, like, legal.
Where's sorry, I gotta go.
Where's your green card? Yeah, I thought so. Damn it.
Hey guys, it's
Welcome.
Gerald Barnes.
Oh,
It's Gerald Barnes.
Oh,
No, realistically.
The reason we're here tonight, the reason we brought the four of us here tonight is because this late at night, this is the latest time we've ever shot this thing, or recorded this thing, whatever you want to call it, is to make a review on It Chapter 2, the film.
Are we just going to pass up that this is
Old
Rafael?
man.
Oh, this is Rafael Manjarrez with us, along with PJ Spitzer.
Oh, yeah, hello.
Jack something.
Forrest Hueckstadet.
Hueckstadet.
What?
And myself, Anthony Reyes.
Okay.
Okay, like I interrupted, and I'm sorry, but please continue with what you were already saying.
Basically, we're here to talk about It Chapter 2 because, like, a week ago now, we went to see the film?
It was more than a week ago.
It's an old meme now. Come on.
It was 8 days ago.
Move on.
We decided
really?
now would be the best time
Was it
to
really
review
8 days
it.
ago? Wow.
It was
Well,
8 days
because
ago.
Debatabulls is becoming an old meme.
Well, that's a week then, okay? You can't give me schmack like that. That was more than a week. So
we were
one day.
about to release a video a month after things that we discussed came out.
What?
Yeah.
We did?
Wasn't there one thing that's like, oh, what did you think of the Endgame trailer? And we were gonna like bring it out after Endgame released.
Endgame wasn't that big of a movie. I don't think it was worth covering.
But It, on the other hand, it deserves this whole entire new episode just for
At
itself.
3 a.m. it was that urgent.
It deserves it.
What?
It.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Have you seen the movie yet?
I believe so.
I'm pretty sure we all saw it
How
together.
much of it did you see?
Not gonna lie, I was kind of asleep.
I don't like
through
this
some of
guy.
the movie.
I don't like this guy.
He's not.
Wait, you
providing
were
much
asleep?
insight.
Like
he fell asleep.
Were
He
you
doesn't
asleep
care.
because you were tired, or you thought the movie sucked?
Oh, I was just tired. I was up the whole night last night. Before the...
So, like
Before
9
we-
nights ago, you were...
Not last night, but 8 nights ago.
No,
But
it was
yeah,
9
8
nights
nights
ago.
ago.
9 nights ago.
Correct.
Now, here's what I'm confused about, right? We tried to reboot this Debatabulls podcast thing for like a season 2, but then none of the season 2 episodes got released. So is this season 3 or season 2? Because
We're on season X, dude.
I think this should be
Got it.
season 0.
I think this is
like
still a
season reboot.
No, I think here's the thing. When we're talking
Season.
about like shows and stuff, they usually take a little hiatus after the holidays. And I think you can say that this was a hiatus.
I don't
after
think-
the
but
last
Wait,
one.
but this is like an anti-hiatus because we're about to enter the holiday season.
That's true.
Well,
I think we just
we're limited.
created a
only.
hole.
And from what I remember, most of these shows that disappear for a little bit usually don't come back with just their audio as the rest of the show.
Well,
We downgraded.
Not unless we update the way the show works.
And have we done that yet?
No.
We still haven't even really talked about our topic, which was It Chapter 2, rated R.
That we saw more than a week ago. Sorry.
And we're not over 18, sorry.
No, it's
Hashtag
17.
no.
17. So you can be 17
Yeah.
and watch rated
What'd you think of the movie?
R. The movie was okay.
Viagra. What? I'm sorry.
Is that
I'm
what
so
you-
sorry.
Is that how you felt during?
No, but
whenever you saw it?
In all honesty, I thought the movie was pretty good. I was enjoyed. Anthony, as you know, I
This man was terrified.
I was terrified the whole time. Like, when it comes to horror movies, I love watching them, but I will get so afraid. I like pushing myself to go see these movies.
I think
pushing yourself. What?
Yeah,
it's a whole like.
That was a comedy.
He needs to watch 5 motivational videos before going into this thing. Like he needs like. Oh,
You got problems.
No, but what was hilarious, right? The best way to watch this kind of movie is having PJ next to you, because that boy is the biggest scaredy cat in my life. Like, that dude is covering his face and, like, hopping around.
I wasn't
at moments where there was, like, 2% fear. Like, who is this guy?
2%.
Maybe I'm just a kid at
You're
heart.
a big baby.
Okay, maybe.
Big baby.
Perhaps.
Yeah. What did you think of the movie, New Guy?
New Guy, come on.
His name's Ralph.
It's actually Rafael.
I call you.
So
Ralph.
what'd you think, Rafael?
Well, honestly, I was awake for most of the movie. I was only asleep for important parts.
It's like some... yeah, whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
The mood and tone.
I missed like the tribal scene. I'm not sure what that was about.
Well, that
Yeah,
tribal
that's
scene was kind of whack.
Yeah.
Because like you thought it was just like killer clown in the sewers, but no, it was a space monster from space that.
It was just a bunch of...
Wait, so like killer
that the
clown-
natives tried to get
So,
rid
like,
of.
The natives had to put the Orbeez in the bin, and then it didn't work.
the Orbeez.
And then they all like died. Didn't they like all turn to like ash or stone? Or
Yeah,
something?
so then they decided to do that again because
Wait, so
that worked,
if-
apparently.
If Pennywise is from outer space, then is he related to killer clowns from outer space?
No.
That's just what aliens look like, maybe. You know?
No.
Like, maybe aliens... Maybe there was one person who interacted with an alien a long time ago and thought, that's a cool design. I should start this whole business of clowns and then just look like that. And then from there,
Maybe that's why Bozo was invented.
Mm.
Bozo the clown.
Yeah,
Bozo.
Bozo the clown. Homie, don't play that. That's a different clown.
So really, he's like thought to be as a god because Indians saw him.
So what did you think of the movie, Jack?
I thought it was okay.
The ending sucked though.
That's
That's a reference if you have not seen the movie.
okay.
I think they have, or they're...
If they haven't,
Or if they
didn't.
want to
Or
get
they
spoiled.
didn't.
Hey,
they're not missing much.
man, okay. I can't believe we walked out of that movie and like figured out that the moral of the story is that you can bully people to their deaths.
I think the moral that I got from it was that CGI in 2019 is pretty goddamn cool.
Oh yeah.
You know, because, like, if you were to try to do any of these crazy effects, like...
In the 90s, like the miniseries was.
Yeah, like, if you tried to pull these kinds of things before, or, like, even if you tried to explain to me this movie, I would have been like, that sounds disgusting and not a good movie. You know, if you try to tell me all the crazy, like, monsters and, like, moments that occur, like that walking lumberjack character.
Oh, and the naked lady.
And the naked lady. If you told me any of this stuff, I would have been like, that sounds like such a stupid movie. But for some reason, when I watched it, it worked. It kind of worked. It like the CGI was just that good that it was like,
although
didn't ruin it at all.
The first time we run into CGI when they're eating like the Chinese restaurant or something, and like
that was goofy.
That was
food,
goofy. It was a little whacker.
That baby thing, right?
I wasn't like
out of the egg.
Yeah, I didn't think that was good, but the rest was okay.
You know, with the CGI, you do know that like all the kids were CGI, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they de-aged them.
They're not gonna stay like 13 for 2 years.
I didn't notice it.
I was impressed because if you don't think about it or you don't read about it, you wouldn't even.
Yeah,
realize
I would
it.
like I read about that before I watched it, but I'm telling you, if I didn't read it, I wouldn't have noticed. I'd be like, oh, they shot this back in 2016 when they filmed the first It.
I know, like
I haven't seen the first
Finn
one.
Wolfhard looks way different now.
Wait a second.
We've been having.
Did you hear just what Antoine just said? He said he never saw the first It.
The first of these like new released films. What, 2017 was it?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it?
No.
You didn't.
Why?
See it.
Chapter 1.
You
No.
didn't.
Then why'd you go see It 2 with us?
Because
Why
you
not?
offered. You were like, let's go see the second
And
film.
you enjoyed
Oh, yeah.
it.
It's not
So
like you need to watch the first
That's
one.
true.
then
Yeah,
just-
I
I
hear
really
that-
should be good.
I hear
on
they're
its
very.
own.
I hear they're
Plus,
different from each other.
Have you seen the originals?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I know the story.
Oh yeah, if
The
you
story's
already
already
saw it, yeah, then you're fine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's just I'm there for the visuals and
Yeah.
whatever cool other twists they do with it.
Because they honestly omit some of the story.
Where was the space turtle? There was a space turtle in the books, but that wasn't in the movie.
There was also a part where
There was a space turtle in the
There's a
book.
space turtle.
in the
Okay.
beginning when it sees
Mankind.
Pennywise get that homo dude that died.
The gay guy?
Yeah. Originally, like in the book, it talked about how how do you call it? How because that act happened, it awakened Pennywise, but here it's just like, oh, it happened at the same time.
Because Pennywise is gay and he was frustrated.
No, because an act of violence occurred.
Can I actually just say something? Like, probably the part of the movie that was most scariest for me, I don't even say scariest, maybe that's not the right word.
Most suspenseful?
But, like, the scene that really got me was that opening scene.
Yeah.
Oh, for me, I found that to be the most disturbing.
The fact that you saw Pennywise and you knew what was going to happen and it wasn't a jump scare really, really made
Actually,
it
no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the opening scene where they kill that gay man. For me, that was just so uncomfortable. I don't know what it was. That was, like, the most uncomfortable scene for me. Like, and it's probably because it was, like, a bit more realistic than the rest of the film.
Like, you mean it didn't have anything to do with Pennywise? It had to do with...
Yeah, it didn't even have to do with about the clown. It was just, like... Oh, maybe because it just felt, like, sort of real.
It was real, yeah.
Yeah, you know, like, that's more relatable to, like, reality.
Yeah, I get that.
More relatable
because
than
it's,
that,
like, to your personal life, like...
Because obviously you were gay. And
right.
Because
I knew that would be the joke.
That can actually happen.
Hilarious.
Yeah, a clown isn't gonna like open its jaws and eat you in real life. That's just not realistic. But
I just remember like I was like, oh, this is so like when are they gonna stop showing me like this man just get beaten?
More disturbing.
And then they throw him over a river. Like I was like, just
And then
and then a clown shows up. That first moment where he's like on the other side of the river, I just start dying because they go from that like the scene where I'm like uncomfortable and then I just see a clown. I'm like, what is this?
Honestly, that was weird.
There was actually a lot of moments where I found myself laughing.
No, yeah,
at like the wrong times.
It was hilarious.
The wrong times.
It was a really funny movie.
Yeah, like there was. You remember the one point in the film where I think it was Eddie went under the went into the basement of the pharmacy and had to face that mummy guy. When the ooze went on his face, they played that Angel song. Did they play that
for
laughs?
Which one? What song?
No, they played. Yeah, they played those. That felt weird.
That song. Yeah, they played it in the middle of them. Like, was that supposed to be a joke?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of like angelic,
it was obvious,
religious music that's just always used for.
Yeah, but like this was like, but it didn't like fade in. It just abruptly started and abruptly ended for like 2 seconds.
I don't even remember that.
It was really jarring.
At the moment.
I was kind of confused.
I mean, I did find watching the film like every time we'd come into like a new scene or a new idea of like what's happening in the story at the moment, I was always like, this is weird, kind of stupid, you know, especially I guess the tribal scene too. But I felt that with like a lot of points throughout the film. But then after a while, after we had gone through that scene and after we've gone through that idea, I was like okay with it. It worked for some reason, you know?
It wasn't trying to be anything.
I mean, I know the tribal's probably, like, the worst one, but, like, even the tribal, like, it was so weird at first. And then after that, I was like, I can kind of just, it's okay for some reason now.
It was strange because, in the first one, it doesn't introduce anything. Like, it's just these kids and this clown.
Yeah.
Not much, but then it introduces a whole backstory.
But they did kind of, like, tease it with the deadlights, like the 3 round thingies. Because that's what they really connected.
That visual looked kind of cool, though. I'm not gonna lie.
That did, yeah.
Especially when like my first seeing of it, because I didn't see that first film, is when they reference it like, oh, she saw the deadlights, and then they showed it. I'm like, whoa, what is that epic thing?
I remember that.
I remember it after they reminded us in the movie. They were like,
I heard that Finn Wolfhard like asked for what's his name to play him. Like his older son. Yeah, he asked for Bill Hader to play him.
Hey, it worked. It's pretty good. Jack, what are you doing?
Oh, but that Eddie character.
Yeah.
That guy, those guys that was the best, like, Eddie, older version of him. Like, that looks so much like him.
Oh, the Eddie,
you know?
All of them
that would
did. Even with the Ben kid. Like, yeah, he's, like, super honky now, but, like, you can see, like, the facial features.
I agree. I can actually see
he looked like him.
It's, like, a little bit... It looks like a bigger dude became
but,
skinnier.
like, it had the same face.
And he had a bit of the stretch... Yeah, no, I thought it looked...
He stayed the same way, but he just grew into it.
Yeah.
He grew into his weight.
The one that's probably, for me, really far off was Bill. I didn't see them.
I didn't really think of that of Bill, because, like...
They didn't see them the same. They gave me two different vibes and looked different.
Not really because of their looks, but, like, the way that they acted really the same, because freaking James McAvoy is like
he's
like a godlike actor. Yeah, exactly. Like, have you seen
anything? I didn't even know what to think of him in that film though. Like, he just seemed like
like he did the stuttering like point on with.
Oh right, that's what he did.
He's good. He's terrific at being like a hysterical actor.
True.
Like, that's what he's terrific at. Like in Split and other movies. Not sure what else.
Glass.
Was he Professor X? Was he
Professor. He was.
Yeah.
Definitely was.
Charles Xavier.
It just feels like that's the only thing that carried on from the younger one to the older one was just the stutter. Everything else felt like I don't see him as the same character.
Hey, did you guys notice, like, did anyone, like, think it was weird that, like, everyone except for Mike, like, completely forgot about the clown and stuff? Like,
well, that's kind of
even
how,
though
like,
they
the
said
magic
it was like a magic thing, but you would think, like, hey, this freaking time where you almost, died on multiple occasions, you just forget. And plus, you could argue...
It was part of the curse.
Yeah, you could,
it's
you,
part of that
could you
curse.
could argue it was part of the curse. But why would they go back to Derry anyway if they didn't know why?
Well, I mean, they knew kind of deep down, but like they knew they were scared, but they knew they had to.
They knew there was like, they didn't know why they wanted to come back, but they knew they had to.
They were drawn to it because
it was like how he
like
vomited, like in was it I forget his name.
But the character played by Bill Hader.
Yeah. How he got the call, and as soon as he got the call, he just had the urge to vomit. He didn't know why.
Yeah,
true.
And with all the characters, they sort of expressed that they're all like, "Whoa, what the heck? I'm like so crazed out."
And then with the scar on their hand as well.
Yeah,
like
and it disappeared at the end.
What I found pretty funny and weird was Mike's character when he gets the call, because I think he's like the last one or one of the last.
No, Mike's the one that gave out the calls.
Oh, is he? Oh, my bad. What's the one that...
Steven, I think, or Steve?
How do you guys remember all the names? What's wrong with you?
Who's the Jewish kid that killed himself?
Yeah, he dies in the tub.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
It sounds right.
Steve?
He's Steve for now. Okay.
He's Steve. It starts with an S.
If it is Steve, then cool. We got it right. No, but what I found funny was I don't think he's the last call. It might be the redhead that's the last call. But
I think Bev was the last call.
Yeah, Beverly, that's her name. Not redhead, but she's a redhead. But
Wendy's.
They all like sort of reacted immediately, but I found like funny the fact that like after he gets the call, like I felt like he didn't really react, and then he just gets up, walks to the tub, turns it on, and he's like,
"Yep, I was waiting."
He was like so relaxed doing it,
and then he
was never like
he only freaked out when he was like,
and then like they retconned it within the movie, saying, "Oh, I did it because if I didn't, you guys wouldn't have gotten together," which is total BS.
Yeah, I don't.
They were like,
they didn't even know until after they got met up to each other. It's dumb. That part I didn't really.
No, the problem I had
the powerful scene where you see the young him like giving the speech in the Jewish.
Yeah, what was that about? That he said like so Pennywise wouldn't do something.
I don't know.
Oh wait, no, that scene happened to get Bill Hader's character back with them because he didn't want to be with them, and then Steve over here, thinking that his name is Steve. I don't know. Convinces him, young Steve, I guess. I don't know. That was weird. It was really weird.
The problem I had was with the ending and that, like, because you didn't see the first movie, but they all basically killed him the same exact way.
Yeah, they
did. Like, literally the exact way.
The only difference was
the same.
The only difference was that they killed him in, like, a deeper cave.
That was the only difference.
It's like, now we're in his world.
Well, then why did it take him so long to figure out that that's
what
they had to defeat
like,
him?
maybe because they couldn't remember, but like they remembered everything pretty much by then. It's like, what's wrong with you? I thought you learned in the first movie not to be scared or something.
But then they forgot that they have to forget to be scared. It's a little Inception.
You gotta change the story a little bit. You can't do the same thing. Oh, they forgot, so now we're doing this again.
I found it goofy, that scene. I mean, I know it's goofy in a lot of ways, that scene where they're like yelling at him like, you clown. But I found it goofy because...
They called him a bully.
Yeah, they did call him a bully.
You effing bully.
I found it weird that... What are you doing down there?
Hey, stop that, man.
What are you...
This has been in my pocket.
You're making unnecessary sounds.
It's ASMR.
His voice is unnecessary sounds.
Wow, okay.
What was I saying?
This movie's
I was talking about the ending scene. What I found really strange was, like... If they never really expressed or, like, really showed the fact that they weren't scared of him anymore. I think that would have been so much more effective if, like, you truly saw the characters, like, no longer afraid of him. And then he was like... what? Why aren't you scared of me anymore? Like, they never did that quite well.
Well,
And it just felt like forced. Like, it was just like, oh, we're not scared of you.
Yeah,
all we have to do is just call you
They did that in the
names.
first one.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was more.
It
obvious.
didn't feel like they weren't scared. It felt like they were pretending to not. Be
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And somehow it was
Exactly.
working. It felt
Yeah.
so ridiculous.
But it's like, if
and I feel
the
like
reality is that Pennywise should be in their minds, should know what they're thinking,
Yeah,
so he should know
spiritual
that
boy.
they're actually still scared.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I feel like I've seen that kind of idea done in like other kind of horror media or whatnot, where like, oh, we're no longer scared of you, and they truly aren't anymore. And then like, he's freaking out. He's like, they're not scared, and he like can genuinely feel it. But that scene didn't give it to me at all.
You know what was one thing that they had in the movie that just didn't make any sense? But once they say it, they're like, oh, that it happened in the book and in the miniseries. And I'm like, no, it didn't work for the movie. The bully coming back.
Oh, that was such a throwaway character.
It was such a throwaway. I mean, in the miniseries, he had a bigger role because remember he was gonna kill Mike in the movie, but they ended up killing him instead.
Yeah.
Mike actually got injured in the miniseries, and he couldn't go down to the cave and fight. So that made it more difficult. But then they just had the bully like stab Eddie in the mouth, and then he gets stabbed, and then he got killed.
Yeah, Eddie's reaction to it.
He's like, what?
It felt like a
Okay.
Last Jedi. It felt like a Last Jedi moment, right? It was like the equivalent of Finn and Rose's Candlebite adventure.
What was that cool trailer I saw?
Oh, I guess so.
That like appeared like in the previews for the film. There, I was like, hey, that looks pretty cool. And then all of a sudden, it said directed by Ryan Johnson.
Oh, Knives Out.
Is that the one?
Yeah, I've heard it's actually really good.
The one with
that one looked really
Chris-
cool. You remember that?
Chris Evans.
Yeah, Chris Evans.
Oh,
Chris Evans
that
is
Knives
dude,
one.
Yeah,
dude.
the
Chris
trailer.
Evans' character is an asshole, and
Yeah.
it's so weird to see considering he was Captain America.
I
Who's
can
the
definitely
most humble.
see him as being an asshole kind of character, though.
Yeah.
As like a cool, like, hey,
The
I can
tra-
see that.
The trailer that caught my eye was like 21 Bridges though.
Oh, I want to see that movie so bad.
With-
Which one is that one again?
It's
You were just telling me.
Yeah, it's
about
the
it.
one with
Brothers,
Chadwick
Boseman.
Boseman, and he's like, there's 21 bridges in Manhattan.
Yeah,
Block
it's like-
them.
Yeah, like block the
I don't remember
bridges,
that.
block,
I don't remember
block
that
the
either.
tunnels.
You remember? Like, okay, so like there's this huge like heist going on in Manhattan, and the only way to like prevent them from escaping is to close every way out of that
Yeah,
island.
so it's
That's
like
kind of cool.
what I got from it is that
It's like a Dark Knight
basically
Rises,
these
but-
two thugs or whatever they were were trying to steal like a couple bricks of cocaine, but then they end up finding like over 300 bricks of cocaine,
Sure.
and that like the police have it in lockup and whatever, and they can't afford to let that escape, or else like bad shit would happen.
It's actually directed by what is that? The something brother, the Russo brothers from the
That's the
Avengers.
thing
Right.
you sent me.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
the Russo brothers, did they produce or direct? They produced.
They directed Captain America 2 and 3, and then Avengers 3 and 4.
What did they do in Endgame? Produce.
They directed.
Oh,
They directed it.
Then
That's why
I
he
think-
said he just said 3 and 4.
I think they're producing 21 Bridges then, not directing.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They are producing.
They're producing.
They're producing 21 Bridges. Anyway, I know we're on this super weird tangent, but back on the Ryan Johnson, I like when he makes new movies and new IPs and does stuff from there. I don't like him using
Trying to take already created
existing
ideas.
created ideas and completely screwing it up when you have a great treatment for a trilogy and it's like, no, I'm gonna change it up, go a little crazy. But
Well, I mean, maybe that's based off the fact that he likes just going with new ideas,
But did you know what one of his ideas was? Back in like 2003, there was this video that he said, I like to make a movie where half the audience says, oh my gosh, I really like that movie. And the other half is, oh man, I just really hated that movie. That's
what
the
he
type
got.
of movie that I'd really like to make. And yes,
That's a terrible impression of him.
I know it's a terrible
That's
impression.
absolutely
That's
horrible.
like you're trying to be the Joker, but
I know.
That sounds like a
I know. It's a
deformed Joker
It's a
voice.
terrible impression, I know. But I needed to distinguish his voice from my voice.
Sure.
wait, educate me. What has Ryan Johnson made?
He has
Well,
made,
his biggest criticism is The Last Jedi.
So he's made a total
Oh.
of 3 movies right now. He's made Brick, Looper, Last Jedi, and he just made Knives Out.
I've only seen Looper.
Looper is, oh my god, it's so good.
It
I
is.
haven't seen Brick though. Looper was good though.
This boy really likes Looper.
Yeah,
I like it. I don't think it's as great as you say it is.
That's okay. That's okay.
No, it's not.
We don't agree on stuff in the Debatabulls podcast.
That's okay. What? Are you kidding me? That's a problem.
I'm a very open person. I like to be persuaded.
Yeah.
I feel like just based on time periods, Looper falls in the same.
I haven't seen it.
Category as like Limitless.
Probably, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But this man hasn't seen Looper.
No, I haven't.
You're insane.
Have you seen Limitless?
No,
I don't even know what that is.
I don't either.
Have you seen It, Chapter 2?
Sadly, I have. Yeah.
Oh. So bringing this review full
before
circle.
we bring it back, you guys seen that Jojo Rabbit thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
That looks cool.
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
I sent it in the Debatabulls group chat, and none of y'all paid attention because
I didn't click
I
on it.
had
I
only
didn't
seen the
click
trailer.
on it.
Me too.
I'm sorry.
It's because a few days ago, I think like now
Jojo
a week
Rabbit?
ago,
That's when I sent
a new trailer came out for it,
Oh, dude.
and I think it's an even more convincing trailer
That's
to
when
like
I
want
sent
to go
it.
see
Is that
it.
the original?
Oh yeah.
You sent the newer
I sent
one?
that new one, and none of y'all.
Wait, that was the
clicked on
newer
it,
one? Because
none
I
of
haven't
y'all
seen it in
care.
a trailer like a week
Oh,
before
Yeah,
that.
I saw the one from like a month ago. Then I saw the one from a week ago.
Oh, my apologies. I didn't check it.
I didn't click his links either.
Oh.
That I did on my own time.
Oh.
You think I listened to your links?
Exactly, I know. No one does.
No, I
Who
don't.
would?
Well, anyways, bringing this review full circle and coming to a close, would you recommend It Chapter 2? Jack, what do you think?
Okay.
Hello? You're in the hot seat.
Sure. Why not?
Antoine,
You
what's
could if you want to.
what's your consensus?
Yeah, I recommend the movie. I mean, dude, the visuals are cool. I think it throughout the whole film, they did a good job at making it entertaining. Like I'm
Yeah.
entertained throughout the film, and dude, the characters are just like so lovable. You know,
Yeah,
they're
that's
so
true.
enjoying to just watch.
Mhm.
Like that's probably the best part of the film for me,
If you're
more than the villain and the
Don't go
storyline.
into it expecting it to be like the best horror movie you've ever seen.
Oh, definitely
Yeah.
Or not even a horror movie.
I
Maybe for this guy, PJ.
yeah, if you're PJ,
But, yeah.
apparently.
But
But-
like, don't go into it thinking it's horror. Just enjoy it, I guess.
Yeah, it's
for
almost
what it is.
it's almost better not to see
It's
it
not a horror
as
movie.
a horror movie, but just
It's
to
not.
see it as like
There was like some good parts where it's horror, like the under the bleachers thing with the girl. I liked that, but most of it wasn't really spooky or.
But it's fun though.
spooks.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah, it's a comedy. Come on.
If you're an easy scare like PJ, it's good for going to a scary movie, but most likely you're not going to be. But I would still recommend it just because the same things Anthony said. It's got mildly good plot. I mean, it's been like, it's the fourth
Mildly good
remake,
plot.
or it's the third remake.
It's the second remake.
No, because originally came the book, miniseries, then.
That-
I guess never mind. The miniseries is I confuse the two, but yeah, it's a second remake.
Yeah, my consensus is, if you've seen the first It already, why not watch the second one? It's a good conclusion. I thought it was pretty good. But if
you haven't seen the first It, watch the second one
if
anyways.
no,
like me.
I'd say if you haven't seen the first It, you can totally skip on this, because why would you want to opt in on seeing something?
I don't think you need to watch the first It to
You
watch
don't.
chapter 2.
Well, you have
First
to
of all,
see, you
I
would have been so
I
lost
have
if
two
you know
more things
nothing
to
about
say
it.
about the movie.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
What?
At all?
Because they do a
They
good
do
job
a lot of
at like
intercutting the.
Because
They did that too much.
Surprisingly,
They did that too much.
surprisingly. Well, here's the thing: if chapter 1 didn't exist, I think it's a decent amount because
Yeah.
it helps
If it wa-
explain
yeah,
it.
mhm.
You
For
know?
you, because you
For
didn't
me.
even see it.
See, that's why it helped for me. I think though, if you did have that first film where you just followed this cast of younger characters, it's like, okay, how many times am I going to see these older cast characters in this new film?
I'm not gonna
Because
lie.
they do it a lot.
Watching the first one, I was mildly confused with the intercutting from in the second one because it showed multiple times scenes where it was the kids facing the clown, but we never saw those scenes in the
Yeah.
first one. So I was
Yeah.
confused as to whether that happened during the events of the first one, or is it like nightmares
they were
that
supposed
they
to be like
happened
it was
after.
it was in between the time where they fought, like the kids fought against each other, to the time they came back, because there was supposed to be more spooky stuff going on. But that made the movie way too long.
Yeah.
And by the way,
like that wasn't necessary at all.
Yeah,
it almost felt added for the second film. Like, why didn't we get to see these kinds of scenes in the first?
Yeah, like
film?
that
It's
should have
so
been
strange.
in the first one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also, did anyone realize that what's Bill Hader's character? Richie, right?
Richie. That's his name.
Richie.
Yeah.
Did anyone notice that he's gay?
Yeah,
He is.
I
Yeah.
noticed.
Yeah.
They make that very
They
clear.
make that very.
And
very,
that
very
he's gay, he actually liked Eddie.
Yeah, which I didn't see coming. Well, anyway, looks like. That's...
Wait, I feel like I was gonna say something else.
Oh God.
I actually wanted to ask, like,
Oops.
What?
we kind of touched on this, but not really. What did you guys think about like comedy intertwined with the movie? Because there was a lot. Like, there would be an intense or a scary moment, or scary with fingers. There would be a scary or intense moment, and then it would kind of be cut with comedy, but still tried or still
Like
keep
the
the
Angel
intensity.
song being put into the.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was fine, but I wish they marketed it as such. No?
I think they had a good medium of it. I
You
don't
think
know.
they try to be like serious, but they should have marketed it as funny?
It never felt like they were trying to be scary.
I think
at
it
least
helped
for
making
me.
it a fun watch. You know, you needed the
Yeah.
humor to complete the fact that it was just going to be a fun thing.
It kept you.
It
there.
definitely was a fun horror movie,
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
I think I can speak for a lot of people when I say that, like, probably the funnier character was Eddie, just because. See, Richie's character is funny, but he's trying to be funny. Eddie's character is funny, but that's just because of who he is. He's not actually trying to be funny. The other one's a comedian, so.
Who doesn't even write his own text.
Who doesn't even write his own stuff.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. But, which in real life he's a comedian, which is just really good. But what I was going to say actually was the visuals for this were really cool. There was a lot of connecting scenes.
Yeah, the beginning specifically.
Yeah, they did like some cool kind of transitions. Like
Cool.
the visuals were just really. That's what also really helped it be so entertaining.
Yeah.
You know, like it seemed like they had fun with just like putting it together. And like I think one scene that for some reason sticks in my mind that I really liked was the scene where you have what's her name? Rev, whatever.
Rev your engines, everyone.
Yeah, the redhead scene when she's in the bathroom at the ending, towards the end, the boss battle, right?
Oh yeah.
When she's in the bathroom scene with all the blood.
And then the floor.
Not so
whatever.
fatso anymore guy is in the quicksand or whatnot.
Yeah.
And then those two scenes combine, and they're like
The door opens.
Oh,
and
that
yeah,
visual looked really cool.
That-
You know what I mean?
yeah.
That was so cool.
And with
I really
scenes like
liked
that,
That looked epic.
I'm super confused on how gravity works.
Oh no, they definitely break the rules
Oh,
of like
they did.
reality
There
so
was
many
no-
times, but that was what made it so cool.
It was all
Yeah.
hallucination.
This is an
kind of.
audio
Jack,
show. You
Jack,
can't
you're
be
making
making
so
noise.
much noise. You're doing the.
Well, now
It's
you're
crazy.
making noise.
Well,
so
no,
you're not
I'm doing it to
helping.
prove a point.
Yeah, but I'm adding
it's valid.
ambience.
There were a couple
Are
times
we
where
just
I
supposed
like.
to be voices in a
Not in front of
void?
the
Why
viewers.
can't I just be myself? Stop
You're
restricting.
not allowed.
me.
We
If
apologize.
I can go, I want to go.
Okay. I think we've made
What?
it known that Jack likes to make the noise.
I feel like I did this a couple
You hear
times.
it?
You did, and it's
And
it's
every time I
Square
noticed
scuffle.
it, but then I do it again.
As good
you
as
do
the
it so
visuals
much,
are,
and it pisses me off. I'm trying my best.
You're getting.
Yeah.
I'm
All
super super uptight when it comes to like audio.
Okay.
all the VFX
Are you?
good.
His face.
How dare you?
Okay.
No, okay.
You were saying something, but I
But
didn't want to
all,
hear
the,
it.
all the VFX were good, but like, I was kind of confused at like how much was it Pennywise trying to like actually scare them, because it felt
Or
like
just
so-
like film
what is-
visuals.
what was-
yeah.
Yeah,
How
what
much
was
were
his
they
deal?
trying to do film visuals versus?
Why didn't Pennywise
Right.
kill them instantly? That's what I was
I
wondering.
guess he feeds on fear, but like.
But if he knew that they had the
Bro.
power
He
to
just likes to
defeat
play
him.
with them. I don't know. Maybe he gets like a hard on for it.
I think the first time, in the first movie, he underestimated them, and
But then he underestimated them again.
No. He was
did.
angry, and he was trying to like. In this second movie, my excuse is that he was angry and he was trying to like do the worst he could to them, but in doing so, he prolonged his time.
But I still think he did get like a hard on, like a banana.
Oh no, yeah, like that's where he gets his power from. How could he not?
But like a banana.
But like a balloon in the shape of a banana.
Sure.
Pues es payaso
Oh
loco.
my god, I'm dumb. I just realized something. Remember that one scene where Pennywise is like floating with the balloons in front of Richie. He's like, I know your secret. I just realized it's because he's gay. Yeah. I'm so dumb.
Obvio.
I was watching this. I was like, what's the secret? And I'm like,
No manches.
I'm slow. I'm slow when it comes to that.
Pues recomiendo la película a cualquier lo quiera ver.
Right.
Sí.
I mean, sí.
Pero también no. Porque
Pues,
no era bueno. No me gustaba mucho.
Oh, guys.
Yeah.
You know how we were saying Steve?
It's not, I know it wasn't Steve.
It's Stanley.
Ah, it is Stanley. It's definitely
Good.
Stanley.
Just
replace
every Steve.
Yeah, every time
with a Google Translate.
Stanley.
Every time we say it's like Stanley.
Stanley.
The male
Stanley.
voice.
Please
The male
don't
voice.
do that.
Stanley.
This has been the Debatabulls.
Subscribe.
Thanks for watching.
Damn it, Anthony.
I didn't know it would say thanks for watching.